How's everybody doing today? This is Robert from Breaking the Chain here in Chareslton, South Carolina, in front of the Cold War submarine exhibit that we have here at Patriots Point. As you can see in my background, we have the USS Yorktown, which was docked here in the 1970s. And what we're going to do today, we're going to talk a little bit about digital assets and how they can help the military and the military community as well. All right, welcome to Beaufort County, South Carolina. We're in the heart of the United States Marine Corps territory. Here in this area, we're on the outskirts right now of Parris Island, South Carolina, where all the male recruits east of the Mississippi River go to train, and all the female recruits in the United States go to train. And also we have Buford Marine Air Station here too, which is about 10 minutes away from Parris Island. This is a good area right here. You're basically in the middle of what we call the low country of South Carolina, and Georgia's not too far away, about 30 minutes away. And what we're going to talk about in this video, we're going to go in and talk about the military and how the digital assets can actually help the military and make things more efficient as far as being stationed overseas and being deployed, and how the blockchain can actually factor into that to help military members and their families. I myself come from a military family. My father was a sergeant in Vietnam. I worked with the military back in the 90s, working with disabled vets and trying to get funding for veterans clinics and hospitals. And anybody that can tell you who's been in the military, comes from a military family, it's tough. It's a tough life. I mean, you could be here in the low country of South Carolina one day where it's 75 degrees. Next week, Uncle Sam can ship you to Alaska where it's 40 below, or Greenland, somewhere like that. So you have no say-so. There are a few banks that actually work with the military to do a pretty good job. But there's always room for improvement, especially when you're being transferred to different places and you're going to different countries of that nature. Yeah, so what we're going to do in this video, we'll look at some of the bases around here in this area, some of the military installations, and also how digital assets can help military families. And here we go with the video. How's everybody doing today? What we're going to talk about in this video right here is how the military is looking at using blockchain and the new projects that they have and some new ideas they want to implement. So we're seeing blockchain implemented everywhere, and the U.S. military is no exception. It actually could benefit the military. But first of all, I'll tell you a little bit about the area we are in right now. We're in Beaufort, South Carolina, home to Parris Island. Full Metal Jacket. I'm sure you guys remember this movie right here. R.L. Emery, he was the drill sergeant, and Private Powell, the guy right here. And that was a great movie, actually. It was actually filmed in England, but it was supposed to take place at Parris Island in the Vietnam era. But Parris Island actually is it's a great facility. It's about 5 minutes away from Beaufort. Beaufort has Parris Island and also has Buford Air Station as well. Show a little bit about that area, actually. Parris Island, they do training there, probably the most rigorous training of anywhere in the world. I mean, these guys are hardcore. I come from an Army family. I know the Army basic training can be tough, especially if you're going to advanced Green Beret, Delta Force from Fort Bragg. Just went in and took care of Baghdadi the other week. Those guys, Army Rangers are hardcore, but Marines are really hardcore in their basic training. I mean, it's unbelievable. If you ever get a chance, you actually can go on base at Parris Island. If you just have a regular driver's license, they have a museum there, and they'll let you go in and take a look at it, and you'll see the recruits going around doing different exercises that they have. It's interesting. It's hard. This is really hard stuff, hard, grueling stuff that the average person wouldn't even think about doing. And these young men and women, they
put it all on the line. My father was actually an Army sergeant, and in the Army he fought in Vietnam, and I worked with the military back in the 90s. My job was to raise funds for disabled vets to build veterans clinics and hospitals. So I've seen what war can do. It's not a good thing, trust me. I mean, it's all kinds of ramifications, and these young men and women have put their heart and soul on the line to make the United States, one of the freest and best countries in the world. And I just want to say, shout out to all of you down there at Parris Island and Buford Air Station. You guys are amazing. You're incredible. That's a little bit on Parris Island right there. What we got next, this is the air station in Beaufort. That's up the road about 15 minutes away from Parris Island off of Highway 21, going in there. Great place too. Has their aircraft there. The noise you hear is the sound of freedom. That is correct. I'd agree with that 100%. But yeah, military life. We're talking about digital assets, for example. With the military, you travel a lot and you get deployed a lot. Like I said at the beginning of the intro, you may be in the low country of South Carolina where it's 75 degrees and sunny. A month later, a few weeks later, you could get orders to go to Alaska where it's minus 50, like that. Or you could get sent overseas. And a lot of people overseas, Navy credit union, they're pretty good. They have very high CD rates, 3.5% interest. Military members, dependents, family members, they can join Navy Federal. It's pretty good. I don't have a lot of experience dealing with them, but it's actually a pretty decent credit union for the most part. But the thing is, when you're overseas, and say for example you're in Afghanistan, you're in Germany, and you want to give money, send money, or receive money from family in the States, going through banks, or sending money like the old way through SWIFT, for example, it might take a week for it to get there, and you're not guaranteed for it to get there to reach that family member. And I think this is where a company like Ripple and XRP can come in to increase that on-demand liquidity and to move that money. Say if Sergeant John is in Afghanistan and he wants to send money to his wife Mary in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, mash a button. It's there in a few seconds, kind of like MoneyGram does with using the XRP when they transfer money from, I can go to Walmart now and send money to Mexico if I wanted to, and it's there in a few seconds. It converts over to pesos. But as far as just sending, U.S. money, it would be perfect for the military to streamline stuff and to get that liquidity going. That's what you want, especially if you need it, right then, because you only get paid. Military, you get paid every 2 weeks is when you get paid. So sometimes you run out of money. I'm not going to lie, you can run out of money. Anybody from a military family, they can tell you that. They can tell you very well. But XRP actually could have a niche, I think. If anybody from Ripple Labs is watching my video, I know some people from Ripple do watch my videos. If you're watching that, look into how you can form a partnership with the U.S. military. I think it would have great benefits down the road, in my opinion. But actually, I was looking at digital assets, and the blockchain is actually, the Army is implementing that for military logistics. So blockchain is here to stay. And this article just came out a few weeks ago in October. And it's talking about in detail about blockchain technology, looking at to train soldiers with blockchain and to make it more streamlined for the defense industry and health and human services. It's a new model they're working on called Accelerate, which includes microservices that enhance distributed ledger technology with machine learning and AI. And the big thing right here, problem solving. There we go. Some of the problems, the military has faced in the past. They're going to look at blockchain as using a solution for that, calling it a digital thread. And support, here we go, food safety, healthcare challenges. Kind of like VChain. VChain in China, they're regulating the food industry to see what's legit and what's not legit. That's something that, I think is going to be a big bit a beneficiary coming down the road, actually. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. But that's what we have right now, as far as the military goes. And I was looking at, where was that at? The Army's looking at hiring blockchain experts right now who can trace cryptos in real time right now. And government and Army will turn to blockchain. Vast majority of government deals reportedly contracted blockchain analyticals from which let you guys read this right here. This is actually at cointelegraph.com up here. So very interesting on that. Okay, and now we'll take a look at actually XRP, some news right here. Some news came out today with XRP. A bull flag pattern came about. Now I don't know what kind of bull flag you're talking about. Really, you're looking at ascending triangles or what have you. You can see right here it's kind of consolidating. Now that could mean it's going to go up. Now I don't know if it's going to go up a lot or not. Like I said, I'm the kind of person, if it goes up 3 or 4 cents, big deal. Goes down 3 or 4 cents, so what? I look at the fundamentals and the real utility and use case that we're looking at is going to happen down the road. It's what you have to look at. You have to look at long term. So it could be interesting this week. I mean, maybe day traders. I don't day trade, but whatever floats your boat, as they say, for the most part. But yeah, actually, talk a little bit about Parris Island and Beaufort. Defusky Island is actually a little island off the coast. And one of the best movies, if you get a chance to watch this, is called Conroy. Pat Conroy, he was a local author here in South Carolina. This movie was filmed in 1974. True story about how he goes to the island, which the island is isolated. You have to get there by ferry, and there's a bunch of kids that live on the island. It's a Gullah culture, which is a group of African descendants that live on the island, and they've never left the island. So he goes there, and he becomes a school teacher for this one-room school, which is actually still there. The Fusky Island is actually close to Hilton Head, right off the coast, and some celebrities have houses there now. John Mellencamp has a house there, actually. But this is a really great movie, if you get a chance to look at it. Full Metal Jacket. Now, the Great Santini. Pat Conroy, he also wrote the book, and it was a movie made about a Great Santini, which was actually took place in Beaufort, at the Buford Air Station, about this guy who has some problems with his family. He's actually a fighter pilot. It's a great movie too. And he wrote a book called The Prince of Tides too. Prince of Tides is a great movie. Pat Conroy died about 2 years ago. Great. He's a great author though. Great stuff. But anyway, we're going to look at some information regarding the Beaufort area, about some real estate and stuff that we have in this area. I actually keep that under my low country section, Chareslton and the low country. Beaufort's about halfway between Charleston and Savannah, about 50 miles from Savannah, 50 miles from Charleston. And actually, you're located in an area, there's a lot of marshland there. You have some beaches like Fripp Island, that's a private beach. Hilton Head is public. Some of that's private too as well. That's a beautiful area though. Here we go. A lot of your houses in Beaufort, they have the old oak trees with Spanish moss, antebellum style. Beautiful downtown. Beaufort is beautiful. We're going to map down here and check it out. Show you a little bit of the topography and all that good stuff down there. And you're looking at the map right here, actually. Parris Island's right here, Port Royal, Beaufort's right here, and Huntington Island, that's where Forrest Gump was filmed at. All of the Forrest Gump scenes, they were actually filmed there in, Savannah, across the river here, Savannah River, and up here is Huntington Island. It's a Pretty cool little beach right there. As you can see, you're located right here. If you're coming down from the north, 95, I get you right down, and you get right off here. You can go right into Hilton Head and Beaufort. It's a good area. You know, if you want to be halfway between Charleston and Savannah, this is it. Charleston's a great town. Savannah's a great town. Charleston's a little bit more proper and upscale. Savannah's more like mini New Orleans kind of, you know. But both towns, you know, have their own atmosphere. Very similar though, but both of them have great food, great seafood. Seafood in both towns are incredible, actually. You have Paula Deen's down here, you know, and Charleston has their high-end restaurants as well. But a lot of good seafood and shrimp in that area. It's incredible. But anyhow, we're actually let's go into the MLS and see what they got in Beaufort. I haven't looked in MLS. I was in Beaufort the other day, actually. All right. And we have to do CAPTCHA again. This CAPTCHA, I don't know why the MLS makes you do that. This is a brand new, actually. Buses again. This is a brand new laptop I just bought. And I've only had it about 6 weeks probably. It's an HP I got for a good deal at Walmart for like $5.59 with an i7 Intel. Incredible computer. I love it. But yeah, some of your houses that you have around Beaufort, not bad. Not bad at all, actually. About like anywhere else in Carolinas, Georgia, Florida, you know, they're all about the same for the most part. But yeah, you get your river there downtown Beaufort. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful town. It's about 25,000 people live there. Great weather though. Never really gets cold. You don't have a lot of hurricanes to hit that area either. If you look on a map, coast of Georgia and South Carolina at the bottom is kind of sunk in. So a hurricane would actually, to direct hit, it would have to do like Hugo did in 1989, like go due west. Very seldom does that happen. Most of them move kind of north and go up to North Carolina or the northern coast of South Carolina for the most part. But yeah, Beaufort is it's a nice area, really nice. All right, that's all we have right now, guys and girls, and I appreciate your time and everything. And do check out, if you're down this way, do check out the Low Country and Beaufort. I think you will like it. And everybody have a wonderful and great evening.